What is going on, people? Welcome back to another stream. Come on in, come on in. How's everybody doing? Glad you guys are here. I thought I would give my reaction real quick, considering how late it kind of is. And then we can even probably do a little bit of bonus coverage on the Olympics, because the Olympics have started. We haven't done a sports stream in a while. I think it's been a couple handful of days. But this is GVS, where I cover all things sports. Let's talk about which, I don't know if that's a tagline for another sports channel or something. I don't actually know. But let's get into it, and let's talk about Super Bowl 60. And this is kind of unscripted entertainment for your enjoyment of kind of my thoughts, where we joke and we kind of have fun, poke fun at both teams, and talk about what Super Bowl 60 was and everything that is connected to it. If you guys enjoy the stream, be sure to hit that like button, and also leave a subscribe. Okay, so let's get into it. Kind of like how I'm talking about being not unprepared, but I mean, unless you guys looking at photos of kickers, we're not gonna have a side by side with this game. But again, boom, there's the first joke. Okay, the first joke is a joke about kickers, because if you like field goals, this was the game for you. But kudos and hats off to Seattle for setting that record. There were a couple records which I feel super bad about, which it's kind of like, damn, that stinks. But there was one record, the sack record. They tied it with 7, which, if I'm not mistaken, let's go look and see. Super Bowl sack record. I think the 49ers have it against Seattle Seahawks, Rams, and the Denver Broncos. Bears. Really? The Bears. Why? I was thinking personally, I mean, you look at where, oh my gosh, yes, oh my gosh, it's coming back to me. Yes, the play that looked like freaking Joe Burrow tore his ACL because his O-line was a rough game. This was a rough, stinking game. But I mean, this kind of epitomizes what today was. Which I don't even look. You can blame the Patriots O-line. I think the Patriots O-line was fine. I just think this was a defensive slugfest for the whole stinking game. Because if there is blame to throw, there's lots of blame to throw around at every position. But let me look at the Super Bowl. Here we go. This is the Super Bowl that I was thinking of, because it's like, it would make sense, because typically when you have a blowout, it's like, well, it's because one defense was dominating, an offense. And if I'm not mistaken, no, not AI mode. Yeah, 55-10. So my brain, without double checking history and whatnot, my brain just automatically assumed, okay, this is the Super Bowl where we had a blowout. But no. The other Super Bowls, let's go back to it. Super Bowl sack record, we tied also with today. Let's go look at it one more time. Let's preview it. This year with Seattle, 21 with the Rams, Aaron Donald, Super Bowl 56. The Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 50 against Cam Newton, because, yeah, they were getting after it. Super Bowl 10 in 75, and then the 85 Bears, which, if you look at the Bears versus Patriots Super Bowl, it's already top. It's already waiting for me, because this always happens, though. You go through the history of the game. 46-10. Considered easily one of the biggest blowouts in Super Bowl. I mean, to the point where they got, the fridge running it in for a touchdown. We got sweetness. I don't know if Did Peyton have a touchdown in this one? I don't know if he did. I don't know if Walter Payton had a touchdown in this game. Is there box score? Is there a stat sheet or anything that talks about who had? Let's come here. Close out of that. Close out of that. Here we go. Rushing, Jim McMahon, William Perry, Walter Payton. No touchdowns. 0. But 22 attempts for 61 yards. Jim McMahon. Really? No passing touchdowns. Only rushing touchdowns. McMahon had 2. There's the fridge. His was at the 1 yard line. Interesting. See, I never would have suspected that. Never would have suspected that. Like, never would have suspected that. Now let's go to, because I believe this is quarterback, because there's been a lot of cool graphics where it has shown Seahawk QBs, and they've made cartoons, but Seahawk QBs. I believe this is Eason, if I'm not mistaken, if we're going to do a history lesson in the Super Bowl, which, I mean, come on. When you want to talk about Super Bowl uniform combos that look good, this one's a good one too, because the Patriots have had classic uniforms, even going back as far to the Patriots versus the Green Bay Packers. Look at the look at Bledsoe here, and then the classic. I mean, look at the huge Patriot logo. We got the Patriot logo on the sleeves, the shoulder, and then the shadow of the box numbers. I wonder how many sacks the Packers had in this game. Let me go look. Because again, I mean, let's go look. Who blew a 28-3 lead? Oh, we'll get to it. Oh, you better believe we'll get to it. Passing, rushing, receiving, fumbles. Here we go. Fumbles. Nope. Defense. Sacks. Interceptions. Sacks. Teddy Bruschi, Willie McGinnis, Ferret Collins. So 4. But then for the defense, for Green Bay, they had 3, 4, 5. They had 5. So again, this shows how statistically, when you want to look at the stats of how dominant the Seattle Seahawks were tonight, or the Rams, who I had mentioned, the Bears and stuff, is in this one alone. And as a Packers fan, yeah, sometimes we go back and we talk about the history of, White and that trade that happened, and just how, because, when people we're talking and trying to go, guy, this is there, Packers are going to the Super Bowl, baby, we made that big trade for a defensive guy. They're comparing Micah Parsons, which, oh my gosh. But even with how historically good that Packers defense was, look at how many sacks they got against the Patriots all those years ago. So there's that. Just a little fun thought to look at. Anyways, I'm glad you guys are here. Sorry I've been yapping and dragging my feet to try to get into this stream. I hope you guys enjoy the stream. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you have enjoyed it. I would appreciate it a lot. But let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into some things that we can talk about in this Super Bowl. My initial reaction and thoughts to this Super Bowl was, wow. Kind of a wow, because, I mean, you look at the score. The score is not, it's not pretty. This isn't the most attractive game ever. This was there at one point, how many first downs? I think the Patriots only had 1 first down in the whole. They ended up having 18, but majority happened in the second half. But I believe in sometime in the first half, Patriots had one first down, or like four first downs in the first half, or one first down in the first half, or something. And then it compared, because they had a silly stat where they looked at what was it? It was either third down conversions compared to first downs for the Patriots. It was one of those obscure. You look at the stat and go, look, Seattle has converted 5 third downs, and the Patriots have only gotten, 5 plays total, because it's been a 3 and out, or like one of those weird stats. Because you look at what the offensive production was for the Patriots in the first 3 quarters. It was rough. It was very rough. But in turn, like, I think this Super Bowl didn't have a feeling kind of like Super Bowl 58, where there was no offense for about 56 minutes of the game, and then the final 4 minutes, here we go, we have touchdown. But the kind of, I mean, if I'm gonna be completely honest, this game was not out of reach until the fourth quarter, until Barner had his touchdown. And then, even then, after Barner's touchdown, 3 plays later, Mac Hollins has his 35-yard touchdown catch, which my brain is wondering, going, where the hell has this offense been all game? Because that's what was very, I mean, because if you're not giving if you're not giving Kenneth Walker the MVP, you're giving Dixon the MVP, which I don't think. I mean, I think we've gotten to a day and age in the Super Bowl where we're not giving the MVP to a kicker. But if there was a game to give the MVP to a kicker, it'd be this one, because he set the record and he had 5. He had 5 freaking field goals. So just his field goals alone, you take away the touchdowns, because the final score ended up being 29-13. You take away the other points and the 15. He made 15 points, so him alone, kicking field goals, could have won the game. But back to my original thought, and my point that I was trying to make is, with how this game went in the whole first half, and then a little bit peeking into the second half, is both defenses played phenomenal. Even though, no, this isn't what the Patriots wanted, and they lose. I don't think the Patriots should hang their head too much, because look at the red zone efficiency. And again, I'm ticky-tack. Here we go. Like, I'm nitpicking at some things and giving praise and stuff. This could be 28. This 1 for 4 could turn into 28 points. Okay? And so, considering what the final score was, Patriots defense held Seattle. Now, Seattle still had 29 points. There was the pick, the fumble, scoop and score, which, right here in Nwosu, 45 yards. But, I mean, all things considered, like, I think the Patriots defense played, like, both defenses played phenomenal tonight. But, like, the fact that Seattle would chew clock, because you look 4 minutes. Here, wait, let's go back. Whoops, sorry. But you go, we got 3 minutes, 2:40, 5 minutes. Like, there were handfuls, and in between these drives where we turn into points, we're turning around and going, well, look at the third down conversions and stuff. Like, in between all these scoring drives for the Seahawks were quick 3 and outs, which that was kind of funny to watch, is how it's like, here we go. Patriots are coming back. Nope, never mind. Quick 3 and out. We're going to punt it. And again, if you loved punts, this was also the game for you as well, you sickos who love punts. But no, like, Seattle would drive all the way down, and you got to tip the cap to the Patriots defense for stopping them, because Cooper Kupp, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who else? I mean, Walker for a flat route, Bobo. I mean, all these other weapons that we have seen for the Seahawks, whether it was, in the divisional round against the 49ers, or the NFC Championship, or in the regular season too, none of them were used. Like, Seattle's offense was pretty limited this whole game. But I think one thing that did work towards the end, because I mean, I think that Kenneth Walker touchdown that got called back, for me, I look at that touchdown kind of like how I look at the Eagles, because a lot of Eagles fans have made the meme where, here, what was the score of the Eagle? Where's the blowout here? Score. There. Score. Meme. Yes. Where, if you ask Eagles fans what was the real score, it was 40-6. It wasn't 22-40. Like, it was a blowout, which some of the other memes that have come from this that I find absolutely like this one. This one's probably my favorite one, the Kermit the Frog one. Oh, I remember this was a big talk too, where it's like, no, the Super Bowl of doom and gloom. We don't want this one. But so yeah, I think the Patriots defense, even in a loss, I think the Pats defense played pretty well tonight. Now let's talk about the offense though, because in these games you got to talk about the offense, and you got to talk about the positivity of points. And again, if you're expecting a high scoring game, shootout type, look away. This was not the game. The majority of the action happened in the fourth quarter as I scroll down a little bit more. And for me, I would say at this point, this is when it kind of set in, okay, Seattle's probably winning this thing, because just with where the score was at this point, the production that the Patriots offense had, where, yeah, Drake May looked very flustered. The offense wasn't converting, getting first downs. They weren't chewing up a lot of clock either. So, like, I think possession-wise, I want to see how many plays. Possessions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How many did the Patriots have? 1, 2, 3. Well, this one doesn't count. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 possessions? Oh, okay. Well, and then the other thing, too, is these two, if there was the chance for the Patriots to come back, Drake May threw 2 crucial interceptions. Now, statistics-wise, because I know people are going to talk about it, you look at Drake May. Did Drake May have more passing yards and more touchdowns than Sam Darnold? Yeah, he did. But then at the same time, Drake May was also down the whole game. And, I mean, that would be my only... Like, I look at Drake May's stats the same way we look at Mahomes' stats from last year's Super Bowl. I mean, like, if you watched the game, both offenses were just shut down the whole game. Like, the Patriots defense were showing why they were a top 3 defense. Seattle's defense was showing why they were the number 1 defense. Like, if you wanted to see a defensive game, this one was the one for you. I think what sealed the game, though, was the fumble 6, though, because at that point, because we have another field goal to make it 12, more punts. And then the other thing, too, is because there was a moment late in the first half, and you probably, it will be forgotten, but there was a moment late in the first half where Seattle is marching, and Seattle does have a chance to score a touchdown, make it 13-0 going into halftime, but the Patriots defense was able to get a stop, and then I think there was a touchback on the kickoff, and so all the Patriots have to do is go, all I got to do is go the length of the field. And what could have turned into No, it was 6-0. Pardon. What could have turned into um, Drake May gets a touchdown here, makes it 7-6. We go into halftime at 7-6 because there was about 4-ish minutes left before halftime. Quick 3-and-out, and then Seattle with barely any time left because Patriots got the ball, took a knee, and then went to halftime. Instead of it being a 6-7 at halftime, 9-0. Because there was a point where, because I had a feeling, because there was all these puns where it's like, okay, this, we've settled in, the offense can get going here. I looked at it how Patriots are going to get the ball to start the second half, and they have the ball right now with 4 minutes left. You use a couple timeouts, the 2-minute warning, and just bleed the clock. Sam Darnold and that Seahawks offense probably is not going to get the ball again in real time because of a longer halftime for 40 to 50 minutes because they use up the final 4 minutes, score a touchdown, take the lead, 7-6, get the ball back to start the second half after having a 30 to 40 minute break for halftime, go out in the opening drive in the second half, score a touchdown. It's 14-6, and and Seahawks have the lead, 6-0. Here we go, we're shutting down the Patriots, and before we know it, we blink and it's 14-6. But that was not the case. Seattle forced a punt, and then quick intern turned it right around. When you look at the box score here, yeah, they punted it right back, and there was around 3 minutes left in the half. Turned it into a field goal, and then Patriots couldn't do anything, and then they punted right away. Seattle turned around, made it 12, and then punt, fumble, punt, touchdown. Right here, this is where I will give credit to, though. Beautiful ball to Hollins, because this is where this game could have turned interesting, and we have a comeback for the Patriots. If, because right here, they forced a 3-0. And, you get a touchdown here. Again, 14-19, we're in the fourth quarter. Anything happens. This turns into anybody's game, because that is kind of like the legacy of Tom Brady, his late game heroics, where it's like, hey, look at this. But it's kind of funny to me a little bit where we are now, where, maybe it was, because, we're hearing about the Hall of Fame stuff and everything that's going on, and following that, where, Patriots, Belichick's not making the Hall of Fame, first ballot. Who knows about Brady? Who knows if Brady gets the same treatment for not being a first ballot Hall of Fame, which the dude has the most rings in history, so it's like, come on, give it to him. But it's like, it's almost as if the reason why the Patriots were so successful and won 6 Super Bowls, it's as if Belichick and Brady were the greatest of all time. Interesting how that works out. But I say that jokingly, because clearly not everybody can win in the big one. Clearly not everybody. And I've already seen the memes too, where come on, it's somewhere in here. Where is it? It is right. This one. This one's pretty funny. Like, careful, here's here. But there's one where it shows, like, it has Giannis. It has Giannis, Lamar, Joe Burrow. It's gotta be somewhere here. Hold on. It's gotta be somewhere here. Hold on. No. Where is it? Where the freak? No, that's a standalone. Is it? No, it's not in that one. Is it in this one? No, it's not in that one. Where the freak is it? I'm not gonna. No. Is it in this one? Oh no, because this is before the game. But there's a meme. There's a meme that shows, like, it has like Giannis, LeBron, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and then it's like Super Bowl like, because it's one of those stacked on top and then on bottom, and then it's like Super Bowl rings, and then it shows Drew Lock. It shows Drew Lock, and it's like one, and it's like all these combined, you know, Lamar, LeBron, and all them, and it's like 0, and it's like, yeah, Drew freaking Lock has a Super Bowl ring before Josh Allen. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. It's somewhere around here. It was a funny one. Maybe it's Ghetto Gronk. It could be Ghetto Gronk. Hold on. Let me try to look it up. There we go. Let's pop over here. Maybe it's on this one. Could it be? No. I laughed at this one. This one was pretty funny. Tom Brady. This one too, where it's like, who would have thought? Who would have freaking thought? Tom Brady was the. Oh no! Don't even. No. Don't even show me that. Come on! I was just kidding. These ones were hilarious. Hold on, let me pause my music real quick. Hold on. Pause. Come on. It's almost as if Stafford winning the MVP made sense. Where is... Yeah, it was the same kind of format as this, but it was Drew Lock, and then it would, like, it had so many just random ass people down here. Like, yeah, Drew Lock has a freaking Super Bowl. Damn it, where is it? I guess it's not freaking here. This pisses me the hell off. Hold on, now I gotta go this way. Let me go look at more memes. Oh, maybe Joe Burrow has it. It's Joe Burrow. I'm looking for this damn meme, bro. Yes! There it is. Finally. I told you I was gonna get that meme. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, Otani, Dak, Hypothetical Man, If Boy, and Should Have Been. Yeah. It's always next year, though. Always next year. I shouldn't be seeing that. I should not be seeing that. Okay, let me see others. Let me see other memes. Nope. Not getting copyright claim. Okay. Here, let me mute that. Two interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 1 touchdown, 6 defense. No, get those lights off. Yeah. Well, and with this meme, let me follow up and say as well, because that was something that was established right at the beginning of the game. It surprises absolutely nobody. Because in football's poetry in a ways of the run game. If you establish the run game, it opens up the passing game, which, I mean, really why both quarterbacks had a passing touchdown in this Super Bowl. But with Kenneth Walker, for example, you saw it in the first half. His first play from the get-go was not a draw. What do they call it? Like a outside zone. It was an outside zone, and he ran it for 11 yards. That was the first play of the freaking game. So if anything, that established with Kenneth Walker running the outside zone that, oh wow, okay, the Patriots defense might not be able to stop the run. And even though there weren't any crazy breakout runs, except for the very last one that got called back. Yeah, the ground and pound of Walker being able to establish the run controlled for the Seahawks. Time on the clock, but then also securing enough first downs to get into the position of the red zone to kick a field goal. Again, hypothetical win, you could look at it that way. But no, they friggin', yeah, Kenneth Walker, he deserved the MVP. Played phenomenal tonight. Because if it wasn't going to go to Kenneth Walker, it could have gone to, I mean, you would give it to Nwosu because I'm thinking, do you give it to Nwosu or do you give it to Love? Because Love had the interception, but Nwosu had the fumble 6. Because I mean, with it was Malcolm Smith, right? Hold with me here while I cook. Yeah, the reason why he has the MVP that year was he had the pick 6 on Peyton Manning. But the game was long out of reach by the time he scored his touchdown. His pick 6 happened. Watch, let me show you. Let me pull it up. Super Bowl. Malcolm Smith. Not Malcolm Butler. Nope, we've already seen that one for the last 2 solid weeks. Okay, here we go. Hold with me, people. Hold on. Okay, look at the score. Look at the score in the game so far up until that point. In 3, 2, boom. 15-0. And if you kind of remember how this game was going, oh, you can't see it. It was 15-0 after the pick 6. Oh, I'm going to get a huge copyright claim. So he scored the pick 6. Whee! You know. Okay. He made it 22-0. Again, Broncos offense did nothing. Nothing all game. The Legion of Boom became the Legion of Boom because of this game. He ended up being the ultimate factor. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, let's go look at Super Bowl 48 box. I'm curious. As to why. Well, let's go take a little look-see here. Because in the same thing, I don't think. Yeah, because look, Manning, same with Drake May tonight. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. What was the rushing like? Touchdowns. Marshawn Lynch had 1. I guess if you wanna look at it, I guess it was the play for the defense. Because like look at this. Pass deflections, 1 touchdown interception, 6 solo tackles, 10 total tackles. So he's up there with Cam Chancellor and Bobby Wagner for the most tackles that game. But it's like, okay, out of Cam Chancellor, Malcolm Smith, and Bobby Wagner, who do you give the MVP to? Let's give it to the one that had a pick 6. Like that would make sense. But then also, let me go to kick punt returns. Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin had a return. But again, when Percy Harvin had his return, I think that was in the second half. I think it was to start the second half too. Don't quote me on that. Do not quote me on that. Oh yeah. See, look. Again, look at the score. This thing's out of reach. 22-0. There he goes, all the way. Takes it to the crib. Yeah. Yes, that started the second half. But in turn, you could look at Malcolm Smith getting the MVP because with his touchdown before halftime, Seattle shutting Denver out, and then in turn, Seattle getting the ball right back. His play, you could look at it as it sparked what would eventually become the blowout. Because I think, didn't Eric Decker? I think Eric Decker had the only touchdown for the Broncos that night. And that, but then his touchdown was in garbage time. Let me look. No, it was DT. It's Demaryius Thomas, actually. And that didn't happen till late in the third quarter. So, anyways, thanks for coming to my TED Talk, guys, on why I think, on why it makes sense that Kenneth Walker won the MVP. Anything else? Here, let me go back to the memes. Terrible. Those are terrible jokes. Absolutely terrible jokes. We don't like jokes on this channel. Absolutely terrible. Enough of it. No. Let's go back to it. Is there a no, damn it. Sometimes you can't tell because it blends in with the arrows. If there's anything here. Yeah, this was literally, yeah, very fitting. Very fitting. All right, gang, let's look under that mask and see who you really are. Yeah. Yep, basically. Yep. Revenge conquered. Yeah, it was a bad game. Bad game for both offenses. How many? And I saw the memes too, where it's like he had the first touchdown of the game. Because yeah, there were no touchdowns. There wasn't a touchdown until the fourth quarter. Let me look here. Oh, I laughed at this one. This one was super funny. I gotta start it over because I freaking missed half of it. No. This meme's hilarious. Okay, Will Campbell's gonna get a lot of slander for this game. I think Will Campbell played fine. He gave up one of the sacks. But I mean, dude, for a freaking rookie to go up against Lawrence, I mean, he held his own for the most part. You got to give him credit on that. Oh no. Oh no, come on. Oh my gosh. He's pretty bad. Shit, this is hilarious. This is freaking hilarious, bro. No, come on. Yes, this could have. Yes, Christian Gonzalez did drop an interception in the first half. But even if he caught this, okay, because there was the one at the goal line that he almost intercepted. Even if it was an interception, do you remember how the rest of that first half? It would have ended in a punt either way. Maybe they would have gotten 1 or 2 first downs in that drive. That's funny. That's funny. DeVito, third string QB, has more. Why can I not read? Am I dumb? The third string QB, I'm feeling the free passer to the whole game. Like that. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, Sam Darnold knows the feeling. He was there for 58. Yes, I did see this meme before the game where he had a touchdown. So this one aged like cheese because he had a touchdown, which I'm surprised that he did have. Which, okay, this coming back to this free interception here, dude. He was not going for the interception though. He wanted body, and boom, went for the shot that got Henry. Which Henry got messed up all game, especially on that 2-point conversion. Which you go watch that 2-point conversion back again, unbiased opinion. Could have been a PI. Defender did get there a little early. What do we got here? I'm wide open. Yeah. Yeah, it was bad, bad first half, bro. It was so bad. Bad first half. All right. All right. Any other memes? Any other memes to make? No. No other memes to make. Do we have any memes up in here? No. Here, let's go back over here. Terrible jokes. Terrible jokes. We do not make jokes on this channel. This is unacceptable. I'm going to report it. Again, unacceptable. I don't think this is funny at all. Unacceptable. We can't have it. We can't have jokes like this. Okay. Streak has more yards of the Super Bowl. Ooh. Again, I should freaking be laughing. I shouldn't be freaking laughing at. Oh, dude, some of these memes, bro. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. With the schedule merchants, there's a little bit of truth to it. Because let me go look and show you. Let me show you the exact damn freaking meme. Here we go. Hold on. Nope, we've already gone too far because we're back to Brock Purdy when Brock Purdy played. Where is freaking come on? Where the hell? Oh, let me go do some. Hold on, I gotta find it because I know the music alone in it would. It's probably on NFL memes. Hold on, sit tight. Here we go. The memes alone, because it's like, let's take a look back at who. Damn it. It's not here. Not here. Again, terrible jokes, guys. We do not like jokes and humor on this page. This is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. I will be reporting that. Let me look at the. Where the hell is it? It shows a slideshow of. Come on, it's got to be right here. It's freaking, dude. It's got to be right here. I'm pissed, bro. Because these memes are being made because this is around the time the first ballot news came out. It was. Oh, come on. Because here's Mendoza. Yes, because it went through the trend of like, bro, I had the worst dream, the dream. Where the hell is it? Oh, this is going to piss me off. This is going to piss me the hell off. Get that out of here. No, true though. Like this, I still have my own feelings about this game. Like this, Steelers could have won that game. They really could have. Like the just dog. Oh my gosh, the memes are incredible. Where the hell? No, but it does a slideshow here. You know, fine. We're gonna do this we'll do it the freaking hard way. Here we go. Let's go this way. Okay, so it showed. It's like, let's take a moment and like congratulate who the Patriots have gone through to get to the Super Bowl. Then it like had a meme, the meme type of music that had Geno, Tua, Rodgers, Bryce Young, Josh Allen, Spencer Rattler, Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel, Michael Penix, Baker, Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, Joe Burrow, no, Joe Burrow was still out, Joe Flacco, Jackson Dart, who's the Ravens backup because Lamar got injured in the first half in this game. Can't remember. Then Fields again, and then Tua again, and then it showed the postseason, like it showed like a meme of for CJ Stroud. It was a meme of like the McCarthy 9 meme. You know, damn it, we're finding this freaking meme. I'm not even giving it enough justice. Where?
I hate you because you.
Old-fashioned poop off. Okay. Where? No, we've got to freaking find this meme. I'm gonna be pissed as hell. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Where? Yep. Ooh, I gotta mute it. Okay. Hopefully I don't get a copyright claim right there. Okay. All right. Let's circle back a little bit. So, okay. Here we go. So imagine we are the champions playing. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay.
I'll be damned.
Well, I'll be damned. Yeah. So again, let's rewind the clock back a little bit. When we're talking about, why the Vikings GM is getting fired, this is why. I'm just going to sift through some of the BS and the fake articles or whatever. This is why. He got fired because, I would think as a GM, you're in charge of who you draft and who you trade for and stuff, because you're kind of you're the head honcho and stuff. And a lot of decisions that you make are, why. I mean, look at Robert Kraft, you look at Belichick, a lot of their reasons were, hey, let's go get Tom Brady. You see what I mean? Or, like, for example, Andy Reid. This is one of the most slept on decisions, though, and it is hugely impactful for Kansas City. Chiefs did not need to start Patrick Mahomes. They didn't. Chiefs could have done what the Packers did with Jordan Love, where Mahomes just sat the bench and kept sitting behind Alex Smith. But with how, and because again, we don't watch the practices in and out because, that's between the team and the team's media. Clearly, there was something talent wise of why, okay, Alex Smith, we're going to have to probably bench you, trade you to Washington to start Mahomes because Mahomes is that good. And if you look at Alex Smith's career, Alex Smith is no slouch. Now, he doesn't have a Super Bowl, and he's not a Super Bowl champ like Sam Darnold is, which is a weird sentence to say when you say it out loud like that. But, yeah, you're in charge of the decisions, and so essentially after winning 14 games for Minnesota and then having to face the number one defense, which was the Rams, because I think the Rams and the Eagles were like 1-2. We can fact check that in like 2 seconds. But the Rams defense was, damn good last year. They lose in the wild card, and then the Vikings were like, okay, see you, Sam Darnold. Have fun in Seattle. That's why I think he got fired. Don't think it had anything to do with any other thing. I think it had to do with the fact that Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl champ, and Vikings fans turn away now. If Sam Darnold had continued that success, who knows? Maybe the Bears aren't winning the North. Maybe the Vikings are winning the North. Maybe, crazy to think, maybe the Vikings are the 1 seed. And they're playing the Rams in the NFC Championship game or something. And we have a Vikings-Patriots Super Bowl. I don't know. Crazy stretch, but yeah, that's why I think he got fired. I don't know. But anyways, let's get back to the memes. Attaboy, Ricky Bobby. I think this would have been a cool matchup. Cool matchup for the jerseys. We got any other memes here? I know, dude. I know. Having to wait from 2019 all the way to now. Tough sledding. Let's see what other memes we got. What other memes do we got? Okay, we've looked at all of these memes. What do we... He doesn't usually post stories. Let's go over here. Gronk does, though. See what Gronks look like. If it's a whole bunch of freaking ads, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, yep. Bad Bunny was the worst halftime. Look at no, freaking Meeks, dude. That's funny. Crazy, freaking crazy, dude. I feel the worst for freaking DK Metcalf in some aspects, but dude, freaking Tyler Lockett, dude. That some of the Tyler Lockett edits are freaking crazy. Let me look at. Let's see if we got any gold over here. Terrible, freaking terrible. Oh yeah, dude. I want to see the angle of this. Okay, look at this. Look at the ref come flying out of nowhere. Just whoop. I want to see that angle. It's probably somewhere out there. Which, hold on, let me look. Let me look if we can find ref Super Bowl 60. Where is... Because I think he was pushed into the ref. I don't know. I might be wrong. But like I don't think anybody did it on purpose. Like I think Love, because I think Mac Hollins got pushed into him, or maybe Love's already just sitting here on the sideline and it's somebody else. But just wait. There's going to be another angle of this, and it's probably going to be. It'll explain because yeah, I kind of had a little chuckle at it because he came flying out of side of the screen. Where is we got any other memes we can look at? Crazy. Freaking Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl champ. Who would have thunk? Okay, let's go back to the game. Seahawks defense dominant to win its second Super Bowl. This, of course, shout out to the 12th man, coming 12 years after they won their first. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Do we already have the logo for next year's Super Bowl? Look at this. Hold on. Whoa. No, get out of the way. Okay, no, I'm not waiting for this ad. Look at this. We already have next year's Super Bowl logo. Look at this. Whoa, look at... No, get out of the way. That is not what I saw. It had a wave in it. Hold on. It had a wave in it. Skip. 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 Okay. Pause. There it is. Look at that. Look at that logo. That logo looks real good. Again, when we're talking about aesthetics and like how, oh my gosh, they haven't made a cool Super Bowl logo in a while. That logo looks pretty badass if you ask me. It's got the wave. It's confirmed. Bengals, Rams. No. Because, I mean, come on. The orange. Unless Broncos. Broncos, Lions. But. Okay. Let me do. Sorry, I keep freaking scratching my face. Let me do. Look at it. I saw somebody had a Super Bowl 60 championship tattooed on their neck. Bruh.
Makes a noise and I turn the app on.
Oh, let me pause this. Hold on.
It'll tell me what bird is chirping.
What? That was a northern mockingbird.
Dumb. Dumb. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Which he did get to ring the bell, which was pretty cool. Cancun. The Cancun Bowl.
What are you expecting?
Let me get this straight.
How many times have you been asked this week?
Definitely getting a Shit! I had to be quicker. YouTube, don't take this down. Don't. It was a meme. I wasn't in charge of it. Damn, do we have no more memes? Come on, bro. Where is... Oh, I saw that. Okay, never mind. I saw that. Look at now. Okay, I think we're all caught up on the mums. The mom. Yep, no more memes. And you know the memes are over if Super Bowl ended roughly about 2 hours ago and there's nothing else posted. Let me look. Yeah. Nope, there's nothing else. Okay, let's go back over here. Nothing left to prove. Resilient Sam Darnold makes ultimate statement. And then we looked at the logo for next year. Ooh, we have a gold medal tracker. Look at this. Italy in the lead so far with 9, Norway with 6, and Japan with 4. Norway with the most gold. Italy with the most bronze. Okay. Because I've seen a couple. Oh, no. Oh, we've got to look at this list. Everybody stop what you're doing. Again, we just won the Super Bowl, and we're already looking ahead. Before I even get into it, I already know who half the teams... Okay, good. Okay. Yep, okay, that makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Interesting to put, and again, this is from the point of view of a Packers fan. Interesting to put the Packers above the Bears when which team blew a lead? Hold on, am I tripping? Dude, I'm freaking tripping balls here. Okay, so Seattle, New England, the Rams. Fix some pop. Huh? When the Broncos debrief the 2025 season, it will be difficult for them to escape the conclusion that the Super Bowl trip was hindered by their lack of impact on offense. No shit. Or due to Bo Nix probably breaking his foot. Maybe, probably that's a reason why. What the hell? Kind of, okay. And then Bills, 49ers, Lions, Eagles, Jags, Packers, Bears. Gotta sneak the Chiefs in there. Texans, I'd have the Texans. If the defense can be as productive as they were this season, which again, no guarantees, I'd have the Texans above the Chiefs, the Bears, the Packers, the Jags, and then I'd have them like suckered right here next to the Eagles. I'd drop the Lions down. I want to have the Texans above the 49ers, the Bills, but I'd have them hovering around 9. Ravens, Oh, I don't actually know. Ravens are interesting. I don't know where you'd put them. Chargers down at 15. That makes sense. Hold on, let me double check something. La 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 la. Let me turn. No, we're good. We're good. Oh shit, Chad, I haven't even looked. Okay, let's get back to. Okay, back to it. Sorry. These three teams are clumped together, and I understand why they're clumped together, because the Bengals defense didn't just magically get better, like since December when the season ended, like it didn't. And then the Chargers, you still have to answer for like the offensive productivity in the postseason. And then with the Bucks, I mean, dude, we were talking about the Bucks. We were talking about Baker winning the MVP and the Buccaneers potentially going to the Super Bowl this year. And then the later half of the season happened. Dallas, too high. Get out of here. Okay, this list isn't real. Look how high they are. Colts. I wouldn't put the Colts again up over Washington. That's just me. Panthers above. Well, okay, that makes sense. Minnesota, Atlanta, and New York. I'd probably have New York just a little higher because the thing with New York is they were injured. There were a lot of players that were injured for them. I'd have the Saints above the Vikings. I'd have the Saints neck and neck with the Panthers. Because I think if with how the Saints season ended, if they play as good as they did towards the end of their season, like how they did this year, yeah. Oh, I got something in my ear. Okay. Yeah, Cardinals. Yeah, makes sense. We're gonna wonder. I wonder. See, I don't know. Is Arizona going to move on from Kyler Murray? This is going to be, this is going to be talked about when we get to March and we have off-season moves and the draft, and then he's going to be in the limelight and talked about. Same with Tua. Time to rebuild. The Dolphins hired new general manager, new head coach. Tua, the Raiders, the Jets, and the Browns. The Browns sitting here at the bottom. I wouldn't have the Patriots this high. I'd go Seahawks, Rams. You can't put the Bills above the Broncos, and you can't put the Broncos up over the Patriots. If I'm being honest, though, a healthy Broncos team I think is better than the Patriots. Bills are pretty even with the Patriots because they split the season 1-1. I don't think the 49ers and the Patriots didn't play each other this year. But, like, I'd have the Patriots hovering around 6 or 7. Because, I mean, dude, go... Yeah. But not as low as number 9. Because the other thing, too, with as many people, when they want to talk about, schedule merchants, they had the easiest schedule ever, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. Yes, as much as... They still had to go win all of these games. You know what I mean? And winning is hard in the NFL. If you've listened to anybody during any of their interviews, the reoccurring theme is winning is hard in the NFL. And to win 9 straight games in a row, I don't think that's easy. And I don't think a lot of teams can do that. Even though, yes, we saw who all the starting quarterbacks were in those weeks that they won. I'm going to give them a lot of credit, though, because we saw what they did to the Bills. Miami was fine at the very beginning of the year. It was after the Tyreek Hill injury. That's when things started to go downhill for Miami, but then they picked it back up in the final 3-4 games of the season. It was the middle stretch, end of September till the end of December. A good 12 games out of the season for Miami is when they struggled the most. But Miami was fine at the beginning of the season. Buffalo, great team. Damn good team. So I'm going to give them credit on that one. Going to give them credit on beating Tampa Bay. And I'm also going to give them credit on beating New York because at the time, too, New York was a decent team. Giants were fine. Their record doesn't indicate and show it the whole way. And then also, you beat Baltimore. And Lamar, I don't think Lamar, he either got injured at the end of the second half or I don't remember when Lamar got injured in this game, but he got injured somewhere in it. But anyways, let me go look at one more thing, and then we're going to end here. People on the shorts end, I thank you guys for being here. We're going to end the stream. And that. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to get ready to wrap up. Let me go over here one more time. Let's take a final lap. Let's go see if there's any more memes. I don't think there would be, considering what time it is. Okay. Go one more page. Yep. Nope. Nope. No more. Okay. So we'll end the stream here then. Let me give my final thoughts on the game and what I saw tonight. If you like defense, this was the game to watch. My ultimate final thoughts on this Super Bowl was defense wins championships. When what has seemed like a forgotten saying, because the saying of hey, defense wins championships, that's been a staple, and people have been saying that forever because you go back and you look at the Bears winning the Super Bowl, the Seahawks, the Broncos, a lot of it's a commonality when people talk about games. They bring up that saying and that adage because it does make sense. You go look at previous you go look at previous World Series. You go look at and by World Series I mean pitching is a part of the defensive side of the game in baseball. You go look at hockey. You go look at the previous Stanley Cups. Yeah, Vegas had a good defense. The Panthers. Hey, look, when you have a good defense and a great goaltender, you win the Stanley Cup. Funny how those two things go together. And when you look at the Olympics that we got going on, it's going to be real funny whether it's USA, Finland, Germany, Canada, whoever, it's going to be real funny to go, they won it when, look at that. They had the best defense and a top-end goalkeeper. A top-end goalkeeper and a defense that could string it together for 60 minutes. Who would have thought how crazy? But I think though, for the most part, it was a good game. Now, when you try to compare it to other Super Bowls, do not compare it to other Super Bowls because I feel only time will tell with this Super Bowl where it ranks. Seahawks fans, I bet y'all are on cloud nine. Which, in fact, I kind of wanted to show this from my time living in Washington. This is kind of the only Seahawks memorabilia that I have from living there, which but. When I look at who I had no dog in this fight. I looked at, there was a lot of reasons why I think Seattle could have won this game. There are a lot of reasons why I think the Patriots would have won this game. Because it was kind of complicated to be like, yeah, Drake May, his second year, he's going to be a Super Bowl champ. It didn't make sense, and neither did, Sam Darnold, Super Bowl. It just didn't, it's like, ooh. But considering now and again, time will tell on this Super Bowl. I'm curious, and I'll kind of leave the stream with these thoughts. Is yes, defense wins championships, but then also I'm interested to see where kind of because like we look at the Rams and we look at Kurt Warner and where Kurt Warner won the Super Bowl against the Titans, but then he lost to Brady after Brady won his first, and then he lost to Big Ben. Which, and again, that was a last second drive, fantastic finish to, an awesome Super Bowl. Super Bowl 43, like that era of back to back great Super Bowls, because, I mean, you can even start it with Super Bowl 41. Like, Peyton wins his first for the Colts against the Bears. You have Super Bowl 42 where the Giants beat the Patriots and spoil the perfect season and the perfect ending. So you have that where, oh my gosh, like, Giants can be conquered literally and metaphorically, because Patriots had a perfect season and Patriots had beat them 4 weeks previous because it was their week 16 matchup or whatever. And then I think the Patriots destroyed them in that last game of the season. But, you have the Patriots with how loaded that roster was and how good. Because here's the other thing. And we're kind of seeing it now with the Patriots losing this Super Bowl. I guess we have forgotten, because like time and nostalgia and whatnot, and forgetting and being in that era, the Patriots were so damn good. Like, Tom Brady is good, Peyton Manning is good, Eli Manning good. Like, they're Manning and Foles. These men are the reason why Tom Brady doesn't have 5 more Super Bowl rings. Mahomes couldn't stop him. Warner couldn't stop him. Goff couldn't stop him. You see what I'm trying to say here? But anyways. So, but yeah, 42, phenomenal. Super Bowl 43 with the Steelers getting their 6th Super Bowl. You have Holmes catching it in the back of the end zone with what looked like a runaway K. Fitz, he had the touchdown. We're going to win this. Other iconic moments in that, like with Harrison's pick 6 all the way back. Like, there were moments in that game where, yeah, like, etched in history forever. But, like, Steelers winning it in the last second. Holmes in the end zone. You go to 44, Hurricane Katrina, the Saints, Breeze winning his first and only against Manning and the Colts, the pick 6, like all of that. And then you go to 45 where, the Lombardi goes back to Titletown. Rodgers wins his first after sitting behind Favre. You have then 46 where, they might be Giants again, where, they beat Tom Brady. You have 47 where the elite defense of the Ravens wins the Super Bowl. You have 48 with, again, elite defense of, the Seahawks taking care of business against Peyton Manning. And then 49 where the Butler did it. That's the term they use the most, where after 10 long years, the Patriots, like, just with elite play calling and just obviously a phenomenal game, Patriots get it done miraculously at the 1-yard line to close that whole era. But those era of, like, Super Bowls, and we'll look fondly too on the 50 plus when we get to 51, 52, 53. But, like, when I only bring this up because we're talking about Kirk Cousins, I'm talking about basically the legacy of Drake May and Sam Darnold, because I'm interested to see now where you look at Trent Dilfer, or you look at oh my gosh, what the Raiders the Raiders quarterback, or the Buccaneers quarterback, because the Buccaneers have won 2 Super Bowls, but not the one with Brady like the other one. Like, you look at all these quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls and not, it's like, are we just going to assume and throw Sam Darnold into that conversation? You know what I mean? Which, in fact, let me look it up. Because I've been doing fun trivia all here. Like, let's look at Giants Super Bowl 25 QB. Like, you have to look it up. Yeah. Like, Jeff Hostetler. Who's this guy? You know what I mean? Or you go to, I was talking about Trent Dilfer. Who was the, I'm thinking of, let's look at forgotten. QBs. Yes, him. Kimber. What was his name? Elway Aikman. Oh gosh. Yes, he played for the Raiders. He was with Madden. We are literally going to go this way. Which again, when we look at these names and the names of these Super Bowl quarterbacks, no, I don't expect a lot of people to remember 60 plus years. I mean, 50 plus years of Super Bowl winnings. Like, okay, I only remember it because, you know, we were talking about it earlier. Gannon, duh, there we go. Gannon, Collins. Where is Raiders? Yeah, there's the ones, Plunkett. There we go. Jim Plunkett. Yep, that's one. Because he won one. Anyways, but the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because one thing that kind of the broadcast was talking about with Tirico was he talked about, he immediately, and I get it because it comes with like the setting, is Drake May set a record before he even played in this game, and that record is he's the youngest starting QB. Well, who had the record before him? Marino, and then Marino was broken by Big Ben. But the thing though is Marino never went back to a Super Bowl, and we've labeled him Fitzgerald, Randy Moss, Barry Sanders, Luke Kuechly now because Luke Kuechly's in the Hall of Fame. But there's so many all-time greats that never win a Super Bowl and never get that ring. And what I'm trying to say here and wonder with history is Super Bowl 50 happened, Cam Newton lost it, and with how good the Panthers were that year, Panthers never went back. Panthers never won it again. We saw what the rest of Cam Newton's career was, even though it seemed pretty promising that, hell yeah, of course the Panthers are going to be back. But then in their own division in the South, who ended up running that division? Julio Jones and Matty Ice. But then after 28-3, they never went back. And so there's parts of me that wonder if, like, after winning the Super Bowl, where do we put Sam Darnold's legacy? Just considering how, like, do we still label him a bust? And I'm genuinely curious, like, with how the sports world's going to look at that, because now the label is Super Bowl champ. You see what I mean? Because, yeah, it just shows weirdly how I think, because we make memes about the Browns or the Jets where we're quick to be like, no, it's not the quarterback's fault. It's the ownership's fault. It's the team's fault. I'm like, we are kind of seeing in real time, like we saw it with Stafford. We've seen it with, we saw it with Brady too, because Brady left the Patriots and, oh, look at that. He broke the tie with Belichick and he won his 7th. But because there was that discourse of, well, why were the Patriots so successful? Was it Brady? Was it Belichick? Who was it? And it's like, come to find out, it was both of them, but quarterback's only as good as his coach, and vice versa. And we I think, as a whole, we saw it this season. And I'm going to compare the Seahawks, and I know it's recency bias, but I'm comparing this Seahawks team the most to the Pacers of last year. And the reason why I mean this is you look at who the Seahawks have, it's not like they have so many star players. Or you can also look at it and compare it to Indiana, where go look at Signetti's team. How many 5-stars were there? How many, like, All-American, these were the top recruits of the top recruits. Like, how many? Like, you look at Leonard Williams from USC. Dude left the team he was drafted by because it didn't work out. You look at Sam Darnold. Same thing, which, ironically, both of them from USC. But, like, yeah. In 2022, I've even been on record saying it, like, because they're like, we have a QB battle in Carolina. And it's like, no, we don't. Baker's going to win that QB battle. But then it's like, we see how Carolina ended up, though. Both Baker and Sam Darnold got shipped out of town. So, like, I'm interested to see, like, but let me get back to the comparison to the Pacers or the Indiana Hoosiers. And why I say this is because I have not in a while seen a total complete team. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Like, in the ways of there isn't a huge standout at quarterback like a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes. It's Sam Darnold. Like, you go look at anybody's preseason predictions or rankings of quarterback lists. You know who doesn't crack the top 30 for a lot of people? Probably Sam Darnold. I wouldn't be surprised either if we look at some people's rankings for quarterbacks. I wouldn't be surprised if people ranked Geno Smith higher than Sam Darnold. It wouldn't be. But, like, you look at, so there's that. Like, you look at, I mean, at least for me with the Eagles, like, I personally thought Saquon Barkley was a star. Like, I think Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, and Derrick Henry, I think those are the top 3 running backs in the whole league. But you look at Kenneth Walker, I think we can start to throw Kenneth Walker in some of those conversations because, again, he fit where he needed to. And it pays because he won the Super Bowl MVP. Off of not just a good game in this game, but a good postseason as well. But, like, the complete team of how everybody was just clicking at the right moment, and you didn't need your star Jamar Chase or your star Joe Burrow to show up, or your star D lineman like an Aiden Hutchinson type, or a star linebacker like Fred Warner, or a Ray Lewis, or a safety like Ed Reed or Cam Chancellor. The Seahawks were full of a whole bunch of, and I don't mean like this in a discredit way, but it's kind of the only comparison that I can have to it, where it's a whole bunch of B pluses all around the board. And so when you look at a team that is full of just B plus, like they have a B plus, which now you can look at it like an A or an A minus of Jackson Smith and Njigba, but like how people were ranking Cooper Kupp and saying he was washed after he left the Rams, I still think he's up there with conversations like Devontae Adams, because I don't think Devontae Adams was ever washed. But, like, you have this team full of, like, guys that have experience and are pretty decent all around the boards, and then you stack them up against teams where it's like, yeah, they might have that MVP all-star quarterback in Matthew Stafford, but then you go and look, what were some of the weaknesses on the Rams that, like, if we were to grade it and be like, well, this safety, this corner, these formations as a C minus, D plus, Seahawks defense is able to exploit that. Seahawks offense is able to exploit. You see what I mean? I know it's a weird comparison. I'm reaching and I'm grasping for straws here, but the overall comparison is to go back to the Hoosiers or the Pacers, where Pacers had a big that could compete, go get rebounds, and compete against Hartenstein and Holmgren. They also had a point guard who knew how to control and be a field general, just like Hal Halliburton was. And then when Halliburton's sitting on the bench or something, you got Nebhard stepping up. And so, like, there was a whole complete, like, no one star needed to step up and put the cape on, like how it seems that Josh Allen has to do every single week for the Bills. Just the whole team was a complete unit. And I know that's very, like, weird, and I've made some weird comparisons that kind of don't align and, like, make sense when I say it fully, but that's kind of how I see the Seahawks. And I mean, if we're going to compare in recent years, I would say this team feels a little bit more complete than the Eagles, and the only reason why I say that is because, I mean, you go watch that postseason. Hurts in the passing game, they did not explode till that Super Bowl because Saquon had the league best 6 touchdowns. Like, he alone, he had 2 against Washington, he had a couple against the Rams. Like, that running game and the line complemented that offense a little bit better than how Smitty or A.J. Brown did. But then when the Super Bowl happened, obviously we know how it ended. But anyways, I know it's a long, far comparison, but I'm interested to see where we look at Sam Darnold's career, where we favor it, considering that, you know, we call him washed, consider him an afterthought, considering how many teams. I mean, Jets, Panthers, 49ers, Vikings, and then Seahawks. And it works with the 5th team, so 5th team's the term. Which I'm curious. I think he's the only quarterback that's able to do this, to go to this many teams and then win a Super Bowl. And then so, like, because now because we made the comparison. I didn't, but it was said during the broadcast because Drake May set the record for being the youngest. Are the Patriots going to come back to the Super Bowl? Like, is this a one-off? You know what I mean? Like, I'm really interested to, because, again, right after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, we were like, okay, Eagles are going back-to-back, baby. We saw how that ended. It ended at the hands of the 49ers. So I'm interested to see who can stop this Seahawks team from winning it all again. And we haven't seen back-to-backs in a while, too. So I'm interested to see where, I mean, if the Seahawks do go back-to-back. If I'm going to be honest, do I think they would? Probably not, because history is not in their favor going back-to-back. But then if they do, who stops the three-peat? The last team that has stopped three-peats, the Eagles. So we could have a divisional round or an NFC championship where, hey, the Eagles beat the Seahawks. But, yeah, I would say if there was a team that could stand in the way of the Seahawks, got to look at the 49ers. And you got to look at the Rams, because that defense, I'm actually very impressed with how one of my predictions for this Super Bowl lasted, and it was the NFC West, because I predicted that if one of these teams were to win it all, let's look at the West because of how dominant. Like, look at the 49ers record, Rams record, and the Seahawks record. All of them 10-plus wins. They all split their division series 1-1. They all could have had the first place shot too. Like that, don't overlook that. But a stretch and a reach would be like, hey, you know who I think could beat the Lions? There's parts of me that still think the Lions could get not to a Super Bowl, but play upset in the ways of Lions figure out play calling more, and then have stay a healthy squad, and then play the upset role where we're in the divisional round. Seahawks against the Lions. Jared Goff is having an MVP type season, and then boom, upset, baby. Because I talked about it a little bit in the my NFL Honors stream, where wins matter, and clearly, because who is number 2 in touchdowns? Goff. Was he even nominated? No. So, anyway, we're going to end the stream, though, here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Yeah. Yep. That was that. That was the Super Bowl. So, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Does it? Oh, I'm trying to think of some all-time Super Bowl greats. I'm interested to see where people also rank this one on other Super Bowls, because it's like Super Bowl. I mean, even recent memory. Was it better than last year's Super Bowl? Yeah, because last year's was a bowl out. Was it better than Super Bowl 58? No. I don't, like, I think Super Bowl 58 was a little better. Super Bowl 57? Yeah, a lot. Like, I think the last, I'll end with this, like, just for funsies. I think the last great Super Bowl, give me Super Bowl 57. I really do, because it was back and forth. And so it's like, okay, why would 57 be better than 58? Because 58 wins overtime. Both offenses played phenomenal in Super Bowl 57, but then in 58, the 49ers and the Chiefs did exactly what this game was, where both defenses were so elite, they were shutting down the offense, and it turned into a field goal fest. Go look at it. Butker and Moody, they had a kickoff the whole game, which unsung Super Bowl MVP Harrison Butker, because I think he went 4 for 4 and Moody went 3 for 3 that game. But in recent memory, I'd say, yeah, 57 was really good. 56, I don't think 56 was at, even though, you know, yeah, it's Burrow and what the playoff run was that year for the Bengals. They blew that lead, and in the second half, they had no answer, and they couldn't get it done. It was Stafford and Kupp that just creeped back, which, where do we put Cooper Kupp? Is Cooper Kupp, he's Super Bowl MVP, two-timer now. Like, can he be in conversations for Canton? I don't know, because there are a lot of players that I'm super happy for on the Seahawks side winning it tonight. Cooper Kupp is one of them, but also Kenneth Walker. Like, I do remember watching Michigan State be really dominant that year in 2021 up until the No, it wasn't the Michigan game. It was the I think it was the Penn State game that they ended up losing, because they lost it, and then I think they had to go play Pitt in the like they upset Michigan, and they beat Michigan, and they were in control of their own destiny because Kenneth Walker had 3 touchdowns that game or something. And then also, like, Payne was the quarterback, like that. And then also, not Matthew Golden. What is his freaking name? The Packers drafted him. A wide receiver. What is his name? Why am I blinking on it? Oh, this is gonna. Hold on. Let's go look at it. I gotta pull it up. You're making me do it. I gotta go pull it up. Let's look at. Dang it, you're making me do it. Yeah. Oh my, he didn't have 3. He had 5. My bad. Jaden Reed, that's his name. The Packers ended up drafting him. And I made a video where I said, if the Packers need weapons and they need a receiver for Rodgers to help Rodgers out, they should go get him. And guess what? They ended up drafting him. 5? He had 5 touchdowns? Hold on. There's no stinking way.
Culture and business.
Whoa.
It's not what's next.
Oh my gosh. No, we're not doing this. We are not freaking doing this. It's just running ads on ads on ads. I'm not doing this. Is this a play? Gone. See ya. Yeah, this is my favorite. Which, this is probably everybody's favorite Kenneth Walker game, but yeah. One of my favorite games. One of my favorite games in recent memory. Because it was two 7-0 teams going against each other. Whoa, look at all the... Look at all the freaking comments. Who's here after the Super Bowl MVP? Yep. So, anyways, guys, we are going to end the stream here. What a fun stream. What a fun stream. The Seattle Seahawks win the Super Bowl 29-13. They are your Super Bowl champs. Sam Darnold, not seeing ghosts anymore. That's another thing too. We'll end this. The whole, oh, he's playing the team that he was seeing ghosts against. You also got to look at, dude was a rookie. It was his like second or third start, and did I guess we just forgot how good the Patriots defenses were in 2016, 17, 18, and I guess we've forgotten. I guess we've forgotten how many Super Bowls and Hall of Famers and all the Pro Bowlers and first teams and second teams were playing. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the McCourty twins, Hightower, like, come on. So, anyways, yeah, congrats to the Seahawks. We'll end the stream here. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to watch Tom Brady come out of retirement and lead the Patriots to another Super Bowl. But anyways, we'll end the stream here, guys. I thank you for watching. No more jokes. I'm glad you guys were here. I'll see you guys in the next one.